Hi there, welcome to the channel. I'm Ben. This is my 2025 Suzuki DRZ4S adventure build, and today we're going to add a proper skid plate so the bottom of the engine is properly protected when we're doing some gnarly off-road riding. Suzuki does give us this, well, I suppose you could call it a skid plate, and of course that's better than nothing, but we're not really going to be protecting the frame rails themselves, and of course we've got a lot of components on the side of the engine here that could easily get bashed. And I suppose to be fair, the other side here does have a little bit of protection, but it is made of plastic. But the plate that I'm going to be mounting up here will provide lots of protection for both the sides and the bottom. This is going to be the Tusk skid plate, and I believe this will actually fit the old DRZ as well as the new one, or at least it's supposed to. So huge thanks to them for sending this out to me to show you guys and to test out. Definitely seems like it should be a pretty beefy plate. Nice thick material, 4.6-ish millimeters, or about 0.18 inches if you prefer. Really pretty nice looking welds, a lot better than I could do for sure. And the hole for the drain plug here does seem to be a little bit on the small side. I wish that was a little bit bigger. Let's see, 37 millimeters. Or just shy of about 1.5 inches if you prefer. For being such a tiny skid plate, they sure got a lot of fasteners in here. 1, 2, 3, 4 we're gonna have to pull out. I'm gonna be using the Tusk spinning speed T-handle here that is balanced a lot better when it doesn't have a 10 millimeter on the end of it. If you guys are interested in picking any of this stuff up that you see me using in the video, as always, I'll have affiliate links down below in the video description and the top pinned comment. Huge thanks to anybody that's been using those links. Really makes a big difference. Looks like to get this guy off, we'll need not a 10, but a 12 millimeter. Let's just thread into the side of the frame. Well, it's gonna keep those bolt holes covered. I'm just supposed to leave those empty? Thread's dead end before the head actually contacts the frame. Suppose I'll probably never need him again. I'll just set him aside for now. Yeah, pretty stark contrast there. I do have to say, however, though, I really kind of wish they would have gone with some sort of glide plate. The one that I got on the DR650 here is just a universal glide plate, or I guess linkage guard. I'm not even sure what they call it. I can put a link for that, but that might be something we'll do in a later video. For now, let's just see if we can get this thing mounted up. Oh yeah, that is going to offer so much better protection up here. Although if you saw the footage of Rocky Mountain's crew out testing this bike with this skid plate, you might remember that they still ran into an issue. So I suppose I would have liked to seen this cover a little bit more up here. The diagram they've got in the drawings right here should work pretty good. It's just the little black lines. First I'm going to hit it with some of this, just to get any oil and residue from the manufacturing process off. Some of this stuff you can kind of get pulled back off if you mess up. This stuff seems like once you stick it, it's going to be stuck there, but we don't want to stretch it while we're applying it. Basically giving it some slack and sort of dabbing it down where I want it to be. And now because this skid plate is going to hang down below those frame rails, we need to make up the distance between the bottom of the frame rail and where the fasteners are going to thread in. So that's why we've got these little spacers welded to where the fasteners are going to go in, and we need a longer fastener, and these are actually going to be a kind of flat Torx head fastener. It would have been kind of nice to see Allens for this, just so you didn't have to have a special set of tools, since I believe most of the fasteners on the DRZ, if they're not a regular hex head bolt, they're just a Allen. So keeping that the same would have been kind of nice, but it's not a big deal for me because, of course, Rocky Mountain sent me their Torx T-handle set here, so that's what I'm going to be using. And these do actually seem to be becoming a little bit more popular. I think they're a little bit better than an Allen is, especially in a shallow depth. They seem to grab on a bit better. Looks like a T27. And as the instructions recommend, I've got some medium strength thread locker on these. I think maybe I'll try to start with those middle two. There's that one. I'll try to find this back one. Oh, there we go. I really don't know why this one is such a pain. My guess is this is kind of getting shoved over a bit, so that's why it's wanting to, or not wanting to thread in straight, I guess I should say. Oh yeah, from here I can definitely tell that's a bit crooked. What if we leave everything really loose? Like almost falling off. Oh, that might be going in. Okay, yeah, so not ideal. but it seems like if you let everything all the way down, they'll kind of bite their way in and fight their way into place. There. Yeah, I would say that should offer a lot more protection than the stock plate, and that really looks pretty slick on there. On the opposite side here, it looks like we've got plenty of protection for the engine, and none of it is so close that it looks like we'll actually be interacting with it, as long as we don't get a blow to the skid plate and bend it up. And it seems like for the most part, my foam tape job in there ended up in the right spot. That, I guess, could have been a little bit further out, but I think it's still resting on it. I don't think getting at the drain plug is going to be a whole lot of fun, but it looks like it should be doable anyway. The drain plug up at the front here, though, does seem like it might be a little bit more difficult to get at. Oh, well, no, I guess maybe they've got just enough cut away that that will work. Still going to be a little bit tight in there, but I suppose that looks like it'll be all right. Yeah, as far as the rest of it goes, I would say it seems like it should add a pretty good amount of protection.
And since aluminum skid plates like this have been known to sort of amplify and direct engine sound directly at the rider, I figured we should take this out for a quick test ride to see.
Things have maybe picked up in volume a little bit. At first I just couldn't even tell. Of course, I do always ride around with earplugs in, which may have something to do with it, but I think riding around kind of at this speed, about 30 miles an hour, is when you hear it the most. And I don't know, I mean, I guess I'll, as I often do, add any sort of new information in the top pinned comment if I change my mind on this, but as of right now, I don't think it's annoying to the point that I would want to do anything different, at least not yet. I mean, it's kind of nice to be able to hear the motor. It's not really a bad sound. Hey, chickens! Bark, bark! Without earplugs, I think you'd be, I guess depending on your helmet and wind protection setup, you'd probably be listening to mostly wind noise anyhow. But I mean, with the earplugs in, the shield down, I can certainly hear the motor. I wouldn't say that I'm annoyed by it at all. Oh, they're stuck in my hair. All right, there's one. Oh, ouch. Uh-oh. And there's two. Oh well, probably about time for a new set anyway. Yeah, things certainly are louder. Yeah, you know, I don't ride this without earplugs very often, or at least it's been a while, but I want to say this is noticeably different. And maybe that's just me overthinking it. It's always so hard to say without doing a side-by-side, but I think that this is definitely noticeably noisier. Of course, if you go from riding a bike with earplugs on to taking them off, it's going to feel louder, but I don't know. I feel like there is just kind of a different sound now. But like I said, it's not like I do this a whole lot, so take that with a pretty big grain of salt. Woo! Woo! It's like we're in the jungle. Ooh, it took some jungle with us. Huge thanks to Rocky Mountain ATV, as always, for sending this out to me to test. I think my 360 camera died already, so that's great. But until next time, take care, stay safe, stay swanky, and if you feel like you want to put one of these on your bike and help the channel out, the affiliate links will be down below. Other than that, God bless, and we'll catch you on the next one. I don't know why I'm still looking at that camera like you guys can see me in it. You can't.